All right, call to order. We'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, clerk, roll call.
Trustee Sewell.
Yeah, I'm here.
Trustee Stewart.
Yes.
Trustee Ball.
Yes.
Trustee Gunther.
Yes.
Supervisor Cox.
Here. Next, I don't see our pastor out there, so we'll go straight into public comments. And you can just step to the podium, and you'll have 5 minutes, and anybody can stand up and speak.
I'm Mark Achenbach, Maryville. I missed the last meeting, so first I'd say congratulations on lowering the levy. The only thing I'd say, just be a little cautious about overselling it, because I didn't know the exact numbers, but the part that's the IMRF production, obviously that's not a temporary, and that's not permanent, that's a temporary until the amount that's in excess is caught up, so, you try not to oversell some of this stuff. And then, what I really wanted to ask was about the parking lot. Again, I wasn't here last month, so maybe you talked about it. I was interested in the status, so have you guys worked on an appraisal, any news with negotiations, setting the price, eminent domain if necessary, and anything to do with getting design and for the build, et cetera. So that's all I'm interested in.
All right. Thanks, Mark. And Mark, I'll answer that when I get to my supervisor. And this meeting should go fairly quick, but
Okay.
I have specific answers just for you.
Okay, thank you.
Jeannie Lomax, Collinsville. And thank you also for lowering the levy. Good work to the whole board. I'm addressing the board tonight because I'm troubled by an email that recently was sent by a trustee of the township to the whole of the board. The email being sent to all board members is a violation of the Open Meetings Act. And I hope legal counsel will address this violation as to that it doesn't happen again in the future. I'm troubled also by what looks as if this board member was attempting to use their position as a member of a governmental body to try and force someone out, thus affecting their livelihood. This seems to be political in nature. I would hope that this board would question the motives and where the information came from. I'm curious also as to the timing of said email and what compelled them to address the board in violation of the Open Meetings Act against a constituent that has not even been in employ with the township in over a month. That would be a moot point. In this present culture that we find ourselves in, we see all too often those who hold positions in government try to use their power to hurt those that they don't agree with. This has a chilling and a polarizing effect on society, and I hope this matter will be addressed by the board and legal counsel. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Anyone else? If not, we'll move. Oh, we got, okay, sorry.
Al Will in Collinsville. I'm a little confused. I don't understand why you guys are saying lower the levy. It's already zero. The levy was already zero. Down. How lower can you be? How much lower can it go? I'm just confused about that.
Don't go negative.
Huh? I didn't hear what he said.
He said it could go negative, but I guess we can write checks back.
I think
That's-
he's confused also.
Okay, that's not what
Okay.
we're doing, you're right.
The levy was not, I just want to point this out. The levy was, I don't have the numbers exactly in front of me because I didn't know that question was going to come, but the road and bridge levy was, what, just over?
Zero, wasn't it?
No, just over $1 million. And the township portion, which is the assessors and the assessors and the senior center and everything else, the electeds, all the board members, was just over $1 million as well. It went down by $154,000 from year over year. We have to pay the bills. There's no zero levy. We went down $154,000 year over to year.
And how did you do that?
Well, there's staff cuts. It was in the last meeting, but also when we do that, and the video's on Facebook and on our website as well. But when we do that, then you also are able to cut some IMRF, Social Security, things like that. So that was one way. And again, it was the staff working harder than ever before and with less. That's one big way. But another big way was, again, our IMRF, and there were some funds in there that we had too much money in, that we didn't need to levy and go to the taxpayers for more money, if that makes sense.
Because the last meeting I was here, the auditor was here and said that the previous board did an excellent job for keeping the taxes down. That's why you had a positive net flow for your general fund, I guess that's called.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to know, I was confused about how you can lower the levy when it's already down to zero.
Yeah, it wasn't zero, it was like 2 million, but we've lowered it 154,000. So,
I think he's talking about the percentage rate.
I don't know, but I can get you some information out if you'd like.
Not all 4 of them or 5 of them, however, there's, how many levies in that?
Well, there's only 2 main levies, but I'll get you information if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Okay.
And another thing, about the parking lot over here, I went over and talked to that guy, he said that place is not for sale. So how can we be doing all these, going to the city, and I went to the city, they don't know nothing about the parking lot. And all I hear is that we're getting this parking lot, but nobody won't answer the question on why you say that we're gonna get or a grant, take care of if we have to use the money from the air conditioner to pay for that. That's what you quoted the last time.
I'll address the parking lot when I get to my comments. Cool.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? Good. All right, we'll move on. Consent agenda, we'll be approving A through D, and,
Right, so you got the minutes from the last regular meeting, and then you've got the reports that came from Pete, Kathy, and myself, so could we get a motion?
A motion to approve all as presented.
second.
I'll second.
If not, any questions, roll call.
Trustee Sewell.
Yes.
Trustee Stewart.
Yes.
Trustee Ball.
Yes.
Trustee Gunther.
Yes.
Supervisor Cox.
Yes. Next item on the agenda is the approval of bills. Bert?
So, on the bills, the one thing I passed out to you tonight, because we didn't have it, I got it kind of late, was the profit and loss, the budget versus actual, so you got that in writing. But on to the regular bills, which I already passed around for you guys to look at. Under the general assistance, we had monthly expenditures of $88,183.17.
That can't be right.
Oh, you're right, I'm sorry. I'm reading the bank balance. We had expenditures of $5,474.67. Thank you, sir. You like that better?
Yeah.
I'm gonna motion.
All right.
I'll motion we approve that.
A second.
Okay. If no questions, roll call.
Trustee Stewart?
Yes.
Trustee Ball?
Yes.
Trustee Gunther?
Yes.
Trustee Sewell?
Yeah.
Supervisor Cox?
Yes.
Okay, under road and bridge, we have expenditures of, oh my goodness, didn't totalize this one. I've had all this up, just bear with me a second. I just looked, let me get the handy calculator out here. I'm adding time to the meeting.
We're not getting paid by the hour.
Neither am I. See, you can tell that Gabby can do that this month. Save time.
Road and bridge.
I'm on road and bridge, I'll add all those numbers up.
34,337.
So there's a lot more than that. I got 157,000 change. Let me know what you get, Brad.
We're just adding up all the lines here real quick, and then we'll be ready. Want to make sure it's right.
Just this top little section?
This, all this, under road and bridge.
I got 211, 108, 37.
Don't include the equipment.
So you know what? Yeah, what I did was not right. Do it again.
Yep.
Somebody.
I'll do it. Not road and bridge equipment. just-
No, not road and bridge equipment. We can do road and bridge equipment while we're waiting. Has expenditures of 730564. If anybody wants to make motion on the equipment fund.
I motion we approve that.
My second.
I'll second.
All right, roll call.
Trustee Ball. Trustee
Yes.
Ball. Trustee Dunker.
Yes.
Trustee Sewell.
Yes.
Trustee Stewart.
Yes.
Supervisor Cox.
Yes. Move on to the town fund.
Got the same number again.
211 what?
108, 37.
All right, let's do the road and bridge fund. Expenditures of $211,108.37.
And that's all of them combined.
Correct.
Motion.
I motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Roll call.
Trustee Gunther.
Yes.
Trustee Sewell.
Yes.
Trustee Stewart.
Yes.
Trustee Ball.
Yes.
Supervisor Cox.
Yes.
We'll get the other two here.
I have a question about this next group. That 39,000 for insurance, is that for a whole year or for half a year or what's that about?
That's the whole year.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about for the township?
Yeah.
Yeah, ours was a 78, yours is 39.
And that's that Bogey Redmond?
That's workman's
policy?
comp and liability.
Yeah, all of it.
All right, let's do the senior center while we're waiting. The senior center expenditures total $2,678.73.
Motion to approve. Second.
Okay, roll call.
Trustee Sewell.
Yeah.
Trustee Stewart.
Yes.
Trustee Ball.
Yes.
Trustee Gunther.
Yes.
Supervisor Cox.
Yes.
What'd you get for town fund?
I got 128, 874,
128,749.
No, 128, 874, 39. And I was gonna run it again here.
All right. Sorry about that.
Get it?
Gabby always has them so neatly organized for me and already added up.
I could have communicated that to Vicki better.
But
that
I
the
just looked
totals,
at it.
moving forward with the board, that I put the totals in, so moving
Yeah,
forward,
we'll
I
get-
will point that out to Vicki and we will have it correct next time.
It's all right, we're still gonna hold it against you.
Thanks, sir.
I got 128, 874, 39.
Okay,
That's what we got.
So for our town fund, we have expenditures in the amount of $128,874.39.
That includes that yearly expense. Motions.
I motion we approve that.
All right.
I second.
All right. Any questions, other questions? Roll call.
Trustee Stewart.
Yes.
Trustee Ball.
Yes.
Trustee Gunther.
Yes.
Trustee Sewell.
Yes.
Supervisor Cox.
Yes. Senior center?
We got that already.
Oh, we skipped that.
We did that one,
Gotcha.
so we'll wait.
Reports, we have them in our packet, but Kathy's here. Go ahead.
This is the time of year that we're anticipating a lot, but we're also working on other things and starting gutter work and that, as long as it's not snowing out or icing or whatever. But, we've anticipated for 3 events that haven't happened, and they're supposed to have another one Friday night, so, we get all ready for it, and you know, watch the weather, and it's a long process, actually. I didn't realize how long. I never had to do that part before, but anyway, we're anticipating another one Friday into Saturday and see how that goes. Our addition is done, except that we're getting it ready for use. There's a lot of things left that we need to do to prepare it, you know, for use and getting it ready. We've got another storage addition. We're building shelves and that for that, and this is the time of year we also clean all of our equipment and get all that ready for, you know, spring and that too. So we're busy, you just don't see us out as much, you know, this time of year.
Sure.
So, unless it snows.
Thank you. Let's get the assessors and go into the trustees, and you guys can comment and talk about whatever you want.
I'm good.
Good.
I don't have anything tonight.
Okay.
I'll talk. I found out about an agency called the Agency for Community Transit, ACT.
Now, this isn't the grant opportunities, is it?
Yes.
Let's wait until we
Okay.
get the
We'll put
agenda.
that on the agenda.
Oh, that's right. Okay, cool.
Just for you.
Anybody?
I can be the clerk.
Sure.
Yeah. So, they, this past month, helped 51 single adults for the Christmas project and took about 150 applications for the food pantry to help with families that have kids. The county is still continuing to offer rental and utility assistance. So far, they've helped 200 families apply for rental assistance. Utility assistance now is not just heating, but also water, is offered from September through May. So during this season, the township typically helps about 500 different families during this season. So they are doing good.
Yeah, they are. And again, for anybody that doesn't know, we just help facilitate that. They come into our office, and then we send up the paperwork to the county, and the money comes from them. So, and as far as the food drive and the Christmas thing, we worked with the food pantry. They took the first, what was it, 100 folk? How many was it, Gabby? 200, and then we took over that. So, anyway. Any other trustees? Okay, senior center, I'll take that for now. I got a few things here. Due to extremely high case numbers the last couple of weeks, and after talking and taking input from others, I made the decision to close the center this week. I know that some are upset because this has been a part of their everyday life. We're upset too, and we miss seeing everybody. But I understand these words won't make it easier, so I want to be straight up with everyone. My job and goal has always been to make this center the greatest thing in our community. Our job, while providing a place for folks to socialize, play games, enjoy meals, we also have a duty to keep our guests the safest that we can. While what we're told is this latest virus, latest strand is much less deadly, this new variant spreads much easier than the previous ones. Right now, it seems like about half the community has it. I feel that we could not honestly do a good job at stopping a mass spreading event here at the center right now, so we're closed the rest of this week. I will open up as soon as the numbers peak and we start heading downwards. I want every senior to know that I respect your right to have freedom and to choose where you want to go. You all know that COVID exists. You know that you can get it anywhere right now, but yet most still choose to live their life. That's what I want too. I just feel it would be irresponsible of me with how bad the spread is right now. We are still serving hot meals. All you have to do is pull to the front door or the back door, tell us how many you need, and we'll deliver them to your car. Today we delivered just over 40 of them today. Meatloaf, it's great. I promise that we're gonna be back better and stronger than ever before very soon. With that, we also have AARP reached out. They didn't get to do it last year, and I know that they canceled a couple other townships, but they wanted to do it here. And we're going to be offering a free tax service preparation for the seniors here at the building on, I believe it's going to be Wednesday and Thursday. That's going to start in February. And we'll get the information out for everybody, and that's going to be a heck of a service. And it's going to be a little burden on some of our staff, but we're going to work together, and this is a great service that we're going to offer to all of the township, Maryville and Collinsville, and the outlying areas. Also, I wanted to just mention and give a shout out to our We've made her the director for now, through March at least, and see if she likes it. Gabby Kuntz, wave Gabby, that's Gabby. If you don't, it's her first meeting that I've been here, but Gabby's doing an excellent job. And she loves the seniors. She has a lot of great ideas, and she takes initiative on things, and that's what I really appreciate. She helps me out. And Cinda back there, you're doing a great job too through all this. And do you want to say anything? Got anything to say?
No, I'm just glad we got Gabby back down here.
Yeah.
She started here to begin with.
Yeah. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. And so, also, I just wanted to open up, since this is a lot going on, I want the board's feeling on this about closing down and everything. Feel free.
I agree. The thing about it is this current group, this strand, this omnicoron or whatever, it's not as deadly, but way more people are getting it, and eventually we have to try to, in some way, stop the spread. That's what herd immunity really comes down to. A lot of people don't want to get the vaccine, so we do have to kind of spread out, don't get so close to each other, and we can't be bringing. If we have a super spreader, don't we have to wipe down all these walls?
Right, and that's what I was.
We don't want to have to do that.
Well, what I was saying, we're also using this week. We're using this week to, and you can see the tables. We're going to clean everything, and I'm hopeful that, I know everybody is, that because Monday is Martin Luther King Day, and then so we're closed already. I'm hopeful by then that maybe we start seeing a decline. It's just, it got so bad so quick, and I think it would really hurt this center's image, everything. Nobody really knows where you get it now. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. I just hate taking something that these people love. They love this as much as life, but so I know that, and it wasn't easy for me to shut down, as most of you probably know.
So yes, I agree with it. We also had to close the library down for a little while. And so since the seniors, this is like their home away from home, something that we've tried to do is like, we'll designate somebody to call them and check in on them. So even though you can't come here, even if it's somebody from the center reaching out and saying like, do you need anything?
And
so
that's
there's ways that like,
It makes their phone ring.
they're still getting services from the township, but it's just in a different way
Yep.
right now. So.
And I want to thank another staff member, Kelly Wilkerson, that she did that the other day. She called all the bingo players, let them all know, and so, anyway. Okay. Clerk?
I don't really have anything to add other than I think they're for closing down the center. Sometimes when you're an elected official, making the right decision is not always the popular decision.
That's right.
So, but I think it was the right thing.
But erring in the side of our seniors is the best.
Right. All right. Old business, there's none. We'll go to the new. Approval of the 2022 Collinsville Township holiday calendar. You guys probably have that in front of you. And this is per the union, like on New Year's Day, if it falls on like this year, I guess it was Christmas Day that fell on a Saturday, then there's like a floating holiday, and then they use that on Monday. We have to post this on our website for legal.
Yeah, actually, I already put it up there. But I read, we probably should be approving this, so. I would make one comment, and that is, there is a new federal holiday, Juneteenth, but this year, that falls on a Sunday, so we only really have to observe that as a holiday if it's on a weekday. So that will happen in 2023. So in 2023, you'll see Juneteenth, which is, I think, June 19th, will be added to this holiday calendar.
Okay.
We just need a motion.
I motion that we approve this calendar.
Second.
All right, roll call.
Yes.
Okay, Trustee Sewell. I got your yes already. Trustee Stewart?
Yes.
Trustee Ball?
Sure.
Trustee Denver?
Yes.
Supervisor Connor?
Yeah. The next item is discussion of grant opportunities. There are, it seems like more grant opportunities than ever before out there.
Yeah.
Money's just everywhere, and, you know, I know that some people get upset at it, and sometimes me included, because it's like, where in the world is this money coming from? But as an elected official, I feel that it's also our duty to go get the money back. This is money that's already allocated. You can disagree with it, but it's out there, and, you know, it's our duty to get it back, so that it takes the burden off our local taxpayers. So with that, I want to thank Trustee Sewell, you reaching out, and he's looked into some grant opportunities, and you found one that I actually don't have on here. Go ahead.
Okay, so Agency for Community Transit, they've been around, I think, since 1985, but they have this grant that came open. I think it's real new, so we probably couldn't have applied for it before. We can apply for a grant in addition to the PEP grant to pay for our parking lot out there. We can apply for up to $100,000. But this grant can also go to not-for-profit organizations, and there is a group operating in Collinsville called Faith in Action that has for years depended on volunteers to drive senior citizens that cannot drive themselves and disabled people to and from doctor's appointments. But they've had to depend on volunteers, and I'm not even sure those volunteers were reimbursed for their expenses. But that service qualifies for this grant. So these people will be able to get up to $100,000 to use our bus and pay their own driver and their own insurance to use our bus. And if you need to get to your doctor's office, they'll pick you up, take you there, and probably wait for you too. And it will be funded through this grant, which I think some is federal funding and some is, no, it all comes out of county.
It's a
501c3.
So, but just to get back what we had talked about, okay, is I want to get the information from you, but what he had called me on the phone about was that if Faith in Action doesn't have a bus, okay, they need a bus, but they can provide drivers,
Right.
okay, and they can fund the drivers. So if they can actually help use our bus, we can work together. They'll fund the driver. That takes the burden, some financial burden off the township. We work together, and we can get the grant for two places. So that's kind of what we're looking at. But I wanted this on the agenda. It kind of works in tandem because we're working on the parking lot, which I'm going to get to in a second. But there's a couple of different grants out there through MCT and ACT. But this is a different one.
Okay.
And I wanted to thank you for reaching out to me and putting this idea together. And what we'll do in the next months is we'll put some meetings together, and we'll make all this happen. Okay? See where we go. So I think, and if anybody ever has, because I know you're always searching for grant opportunities, and if anybody ever sees anything, just let me know. And I get stuff in the mail sometimes too. And then, you know, we have one for the senior center here for food grant. There's a couple of different ones, and there's just certain things that you gotta do. So, all good. Last thing on the thing here is the agenda is supervisors' comments. To answer Mark's comment, we are still moving along on things. There's a few things. Let me start with Mr. Woolen's comment. The land isn't for sale. I know that's been mentioned a couple of times. It isn't for sale on the open market. And that's where we've had a little issue, because you said it was for sale. I'm like, no, it's not for sale. He gave us a written option to buy it at the price of $125,000. It's not on the market, but he said, if you pay this, we will sell, okay? We have that. So it is for sale to us for $125,000. Now, before we move on, what we were doing before, we were trying to move kind of quick to try to get this TIF money, okay? And the TIF ran out. It was a 30-year TIF, I believe, or 30, that ran out December the 31st. So we didn't get that. We did get TIF money, and the Collinsville City Council approved it for the air conditioners, okay? And then there's also another grant for that before we do it, I'm gonna try to get another 15,000 for the units before we get that. And I'm gonna try to have all this done by the end of our fiscal year, so we don't have to put it on next year's budget. But moving back to the parking lot, so now we have a little time. So now, what I'm doing, I wanna make sure that we have everything. So what we've done is we've hired Oates and Associates to be our engineering firm, okay? And they're gonna have all the plans, they're gonna do it all for us, okay? And we have that and signed that. Also, and Jim and I, we met with them out there. We went over kind of what we wanted, the drainage. There was a lot more than, to be honest, a lot more than I'm like, just pave it, make it a parking lot. I'll be honest, you know, I'm a big picture kind of guy. So anyway, but there's also, so then the appraisal, we don't need an appraisal to buy the piece of property. We already know that it's overpriced, but per this board, we ordered an appraisal. If anybody knows how things are going now, it seems like everything takes longer than it used to. She promised it was going to be this week or next week that we will have it in hand, the appraisal. So we have this, we have the appraisal, and then we're gonna put it all together and we're gonna have a meeting. And we're gonna have a meeting to give the public the options on what to do moving forward. And I will hand deliver a note to your door to let you know when that meeting is. Because I know you want to be there, you know, so. That's all I can think of right now. Do you guys have any questions for me? Anything? I think I answered the questions. If nothing else, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
And motion, we adjourn.
I'll second.
All right. Roll call.
All right. Thank you guys for coming out tonight.